everybody. Um, Hopefully the weather is nice where you are. The sun is shining where I am. I hope it is the same where you are. Today you're going to have an opportunity to hear from Dr. Page. He will speak first, who is our head. You will hear from Miss Trafford, who is our assistant head. You will hear from Mrs. Roberts, who is our head of prep. And I will tell you a little bit about admissions at the end, and I am the deputy head. So hopefully you find out all the information you need today. What I would say, at the end, we will have an official Q&A session, but if you have any questions as we go, there's a little chat option which you can write your question into, and we will make sure we get to it, or you can do the old-fashioned way and put your hand up at the end, and we'll let you have a chance to ask whatever you would like to ask, okay? So without further ado, I will pass to Dr. Page.
Thank you, Mr. Boylan, and welcome to everybody who is attending today. So I'm Dr. Page. I'm the head teacher and founder of Cambridge Homeschool Online. The way it will work is that I will talk a little bit about why I founded the school and what the school is and how it can help you. And then after that, we'll pass to Mr. Boylan, the deputy head who you've just met, and he'll tell you a bit more about his role. And then we've got a part of the presentation that is going to be with our assistant head, Mrs. Trafford, who's head of academics. So definitely want to listen to that one. And also our head of prep as well, Mrs. Roberts. Okay, so without further ado, let's move on then. I'm going to try and go through this reasonably quickly because I want to leave enough time at the end for questions, because obviously you're giving up your time. You want to be able to ask questions and we want to be able to answer them. Okay, so you're probably all aware, and it's probably the reason that you're here today, that the school system has its disadvantages. The school system that is state schools and private schools, they all have their pros and cons, but quite honestly, there are so many problems in the state sector in particular, but also with the private sector. And lots of parents are unhappy with what they're being offered. The classes are too big, they're too noisy, they're often seen as unfriendly. You've got those horrible bells ringing all over the place, bullying, all of those kinds of things. Also, perhaps even more important is that the teachers are quite often and increasingly unqualified, or not even qualified in the subject that they're teaching, which is really, really crucial and critical, because children who are reasonably smart will work out very quickly whether or not the teacher knows what they're talking about. And it can be really tricky. And any head teacher in any state school can ask any teacher to teach any subject, which is a real shocker to most people, but it is actually the case. In our school, we don't do that. All of our teachers are highly qualified, highly specialist, and usually educated to at least master's level, and in many cases PhD level. So you could be sure that teacher knows more than most children in the class, for sure. Okay, differentiation is a dream, not a reality. Well, you know, one teacher and 30 students, which seems to be the norm, sometimes higher actually in state schools. It's just not doable, really. I tried to do it for a long time myself in state schools, taught in state schools, quite a rough one, the last one. And it's really, really very difficult to give the attention that each child needs when you've got 30 children, often some that can't speak English, and not their fault, of course, but I mean, you need to be able to access the curriculum. And if you can't understand the teacher, that's rather difficult. And then all the class clowns and people playing about, mucking about, lots of children with social issues not wanting to participate in education. So one thing I want you all to take away from this meeting, if you take nothing else away, I'm sure you will take other things away, but the thing to take away, the most important thing, and I'm a bit obsessed with it, is class size. Okay, class size is our key differentiator. That is the thing that differentiates us more than any other school. All the other schools you'll go to, they'll give you nice presentations, lovely PowerPoint decks, but at the end of the day, if I asked all of you individually, would you like your children to have twice as much teacher time in every lesson that they attend? I'm pretty sure you'd all say yes, but that's just not possible if you're in a large class. So the state sector, as I said, have 30 children. Most private schools have 15 to 20 children. We have 10 children in a class, and we are very, very selective. So that's what you get with us. And because we can do that, and we prioritize the class size and the teacher's attention and the quality of the teacher and the quality in teaching learning, that's how we get the results that we get, and that's how students go on to the best universities in the world. It's not rocket science. If they get the help that they need, every child can reach their potential. They can't do that in any other online school. I'm absolutely certain of it, because they're all businesses prioritizing profit over education. Most of the other online schools are not founded by PhD education specialists. They are quite often, since the pandemic, small businesses that are trying to make some money. So I really feel passionately about what I've just said, and I want to warn you all that is the reality of a lot of online schools. Look at the founding date of those schools. When did they come about? And who are the directors of those companies, and what qualifications have they got, and what backstory have they got? So important when you're talking about the education of your children and the future life chances of children. Okay, I know Mr. Boylan's probably a bit annoyed with me because I've veered away from from the PowerPoint, but it is such an important message. It's far more important than anything else that you can leave today with, is that class size thing. Ask anybody in any other schools, what are your class sizes, honestly? And if you don't believe the answer, because it will probably be a little bit interesting, an exaggeration quite often, go and ask for an open day and go and see the sizes for yourself, or go online and look at their reviews. Right, so class size is a small class size is the secret to doing well at school for many pupils. Right, so the pupils will only select motivated pupils. This is so important. You have to meet us halfway. We need motivated families, and we need motivated children. Your children will be at home, we will be in our online wherever we are, and we will need to be sure that we've got your support, and that your children are going to attend lessons ready to learn, and focused, and doing their homework, and all of those things that are absolutely essential for good grades. We need your support on that. And part of our selection process is making sure that we get those kinds of parents, which is good news for you, because you know that all the parents have been checked, that we're satisfied that the parents are motivated, that the child is motivated. And that means that the children in that class of 10 are all going to be just as motivated as you and your child. So that's fantastic. No class clowns, no mucking about, all focused on education. And that's why they get the results. And our results are way better than anybody else's. The parents, yes, we've got that. The teachers, masters, PhD, I've already talked about. The leaders, well, you've just met one of them there. He's from a Harrow school, which is one of the best in the world. I've got a PhD in education. Mrs. Trafford, who you'll see in a moment, she's another Harrow school person. So you've got very, very good quality leaders, and we could go on and on and on. And if you look on our website, you'll see all of the teachers' profiles and what they're like, and no other school can match that. The only school in the world to offer ability levels rather than year groups. Yes, and I've never understood why age is considered so important. I mean, you can have two 10-year-olds. One can know a lot about maths, another one can know nothing about maths. And age is irrelevant. It's about what you know and what you don't know, what level you're at, what level you're not. So we are, if it makes sense in our school, we do it. If it helps the children, we do it. If it helps the parents, we do it. We don't stick to dogma or the way things are in other schools just because that's the way it's been for 150 years. Few things that have been around for 150 years are probably still the same way as they are now, because the progress, things move on. You have to move with the time. So the fact of the matter is, if your child is above their age in terms of their level, then there's nothing stopping them from learning at a higher level. If their age, the level that you might associate with their age, is too hard, they can drop down. Okay, whether it be in subjects where timetable applies, of course, allows, they can go down, whether it be subjects or whether it be all of the subjects or the entire curriculum. So that's good. There's a flexibility there and a desire on our part to ensure that your children are learning at the right level. Because the one thing that really bothers me is that you'll get a child who is struggling in a particular year group in conventional schools, and then before they've even mastered that level, they'll be asked, because of their age, to move up to a harder level, and then the year after that a harder level. And so what you've got now is you've got a child who's suffering terribly because they've not mastered even the earlier levels, and they've been expected to pass even more difficult things. So they're literally running before they can walk. And it's cruelty as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But yet schools do it over and over and over again. They all still do it. And I don't know why they do. I'm campaigning and pushing for that change, but it's slow in coming. But it's here right now with this school. Shorter journey, 2 years, lower school. Yes, this profit over quality. Lots of other schools will ask a child to go and do year 9, what they call year 9. Year 9, if you talk to most head teachers in any school, they'll say year 9 is a nightmare. Children switch off, and the main reason they switch off is because they want to get on with their GCSEs, they're frustrated, and they realise that a lot of what they're learning in year 9 is actually the same as they were learning in year 7 and 8. And they're ready to move on. Most children are ready to move on. The year 9 is there for reasons unknown to me, but most children are very frustrated sitting there with their arms folded. So we don't do year 9. We could make a lot more money if we did, or the equivalent of year 9, but we don't do it. So we scrapped that because it didn't make sense. The glass school, most parents are shut out, aren't they, from school? You might get 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes with a clock and a bell at parents' evening. Once a year, no time to change anything if it needs help. You can talk to us anytime you want to. It's completely open. If you can download the Teams app as well, because we use Microsoft Teams. You can download the Teams app, and you can see everything that your child is doing. You can see the lessons they've attended and how well they're participating. You can see all the teacher feedback. You can see all the grades. You can literally see everything. You can see their participation in clubs, because we have over 20 clubs that the children can participate in, and that's growing all the time. So lots of fun, lots of friendships, all good stuff. So we're the only school in the world to offer ability levels. I've said that. Sorry, house points equal pounds. Yes, we throw money at charities. We really big supporter of charities. We go over, or the children earned over £4,000 for charity last year using their house points, which they're very excited about, which is really great. Online school, not an online life, is a big message from us. Okay, just because your children are studying online, it doesn't mean that we want them online all the time. We're big believers in children having a childhood. So get out into the green spaces, enjoy the fresh air, go and do community service, do social activities, join groups, clubs, and that is actually a requirement of us. We will not select families or children where we think or suspect that the child will be stuck on the computer day and night. That's unhealthy. It's not right. We don't support it, and it will only result in frustration, ill health, and bad results. So we don't do that. In fact, we actually give points, house points, for what I've called what I've developed, which is the Head Teachers Challenge, where they have to earn points by doing all of those things, build a den in the garden, or go and jump up and down, or do whatever it is that we've got on that long list that they can earn points for. So it's very exciting. They're doing lots of stuff and being rewarded for it outside of the classroom. And of course, learning goes on outside of the classroom, and development and all of those things. So all very important. Yeah, our students get top grades and go to the world's best university. You probably already know that from the website, but yes, absolutely. Not everybody wants to go to Oxbridge, but if you do want to go to Oxbridge, that's open to you. That's the key message. I mean, Oxbridge actually doesn't offer all the courses that a lot of people want to go to, but if you did want to go to Oxbridge, you're in a great school for doing that, for all the reasons I've said before, because we prioritise quality over profit. Right, who is the school for? Well, it's for people who like what I've just said, really, isn't it? So hard-working students, goal-oriented, well-behaved, excuse me, motivated and kind. I really want to emphasise that last word. We must have, Mr. Boyle and Mrs. Dravard, we must have the kindest community on earth in our school. Everybody is tripping over themselves to help each other and support each other. It's incredibly supportive as a community, and Microsoft Teams is just such a fantastic platform when it's used properly, as it is here, to build community. And we can see it as absolutely essential to having a real school life, even though you're doing it online. So what can the school do for your child and your family? Well, it's a safe and supportive education environment. Lots of people are worried about the education environment, the bullying and the violence, and God knows what people are bringing into schools these days, knives and God knows what. I don't wish to frighten you, but I'm sure the media has done that for me. But the fact of the matter is, it's not like it used to be, and it's a worrying picture. Online with us is Microsoft Teams, one of the safest platforms in the world, and our teachers are very vigilant. So that's good, peace of mind for you. And of course, they'll be at your home, so you'll be able to watch them as well. Give them the flexibility to pursue academic excellence with balancing commitments outside of the classroom. Yes, a lot of our students are doing great things. You know, they're young entrepreneurs, or you know, they're elite sports people, or you know, whatever you can think of. Pretty much, we've got those kinds of people: young actors, actresses, performers, that sort of thing. So, and it's not just exclusively those people; they are a minority. But the point is that children who want to do those things no longer have to wait till they leave school. They can do it here and now, which is brilliant. Transparency, no barriers. You have full access. I've already said about that. Child's grades. You get 3 reports a year, but we'll talk about that a bit later, or Mrs. Trafford will. Lifelong friendships and connections. Yeah, this is something that a lot of people wonder about with online. The fact is, the human brain doesn't know the difference. It doesn't distinguish between being physically in a room with somebody and not. Your brain is still getting the same signals. Um, and so they do make friendships, very, very strong friendships, real friendships. And our families are all over the world, and our families are very mobile, and they talk to each other, and they fly around, and they see each other in so-called real life as well. So you know, you get real friendships, a real network that is really, really powerful and supportive. So all good. Right, I can see now. Meet the head girl. Here's our head girl. Thanks very much. I'll talk to you a bit later, Mr. Boylan.
Excellent. Our head girl would love to have joined us today, but obviously she's right in the middle of her
Mm-hmm.
A-level exam. So she has left you this lovely little message.
Hi, I'm Kyra. I'm a Year 13 Level 6 student here at CHS, and I want to share with you what the sixth form experience looks like, feels like, and is at CHS with you if you're thinking of studying with us. Our sixth form is split into two, Year 5 and Year 6. Year 5 correlates to AS, Year 6 correlates to the A-level studies, and we have a variety of any studies here, coming from computer science to law. Anything you're interested, I guarantee you we've got it, and we've got the best teachers on hand to help you. I've been with CHS since my IGCSEs, and I can tell you I have seen it all. I love the experience that the school provides here. The community is very uplifting, it's supportive, and it helps prompt thought, ideas, questions in between cultures, religions, ideas, and beliefs. For that, we have amazing clubs in our sixth form. It's not all work. I will get there in a minute. For our clubs, we have the film club, debate club, PPE society, and many more that many students love to join. Some of them are between levels, so younger levels can join. Some of them are sixth form exclusive, meaning only the sixth form can join. When it comes to our clubs, we really have them once or twice a week, and we can join any ones we like. We have some that are pupil-led, some that are teacher-led, and we have different variety of courses, explanations, and things to learn. We also sometimes put on seminars, debates such as MUN, and many more that come from our societies and clubs. Also, when it comes to education, we have a variety there as well. I'm a humanities student, so I take the recommended 3 A levels by the CIE program for AS and A levels. What I like about our A levels that are a bit more different than other boards like EdExcel is that they prompt a lot more thought, critical analysis, and evaluation. I find that the other boards are a bit more stagnant and more of exam based. Here we get to follow and express our unique ideas and opinions that are supported by teachers that also help us follow the exam guidelines, which I find are magnificent. Since I'm a humanities student, I take 3 A levels. So my friends who are STEM students take 4 to 5 A levels, which is a bit intense from my opinion, but it really depends on which university you want to go to, what course you want to follow, and what area in life do you want to build your career on. Speaking of career, we have an amazing success coach here for the A levels and sixth form. It starts at AS all the way to A, and we have it interacted between the year 5 students and the year 6 students and separately. Mrs. Howard is currently, and Miss Trafford is a part of organizing our success coach. They bring in speakers from different universities, how to do interviews, helping us write our application and personal statements, helping us enrich our applications and personal statements, and open us up to an opportunity outside the UK, an international global university experience. But really, it depends on what you want to study and what we can do for you here. What I also love about our studies are the teachers. They really help us think, help us choose about our universities, prepare us for our exam with exam style questions, mocks, exams, anything you can think of. We are well prepared. I also do like how much independent study time we have here, which is at home, which is a bit more quiet than it would be at a normal school, helping us to focus. If we're not really into the quiet element of study, we have study groups, homework clubs, and sometimes we just call online and help each other work out some different problems and essay questions. Depending on what you'll choose, you will have a different expectation for your A-levels. If you're in the science-based questions, you should expect a little bit more problem-based solving. If you're also in the humanities subject, you should expect a little bit more essay evaluation. And of course, both are amazing and unique in their own way. Our teachers here will support you and help you think beyond your limits, even push you to a slightest, because our school believes in working hard to achieve well. You will also find that there is not a single person here who is unmotivated to do their work. We aren't in a hustle culture environment, but we are in a building each other up environment. If we don't do so well, we share with a friend, ask them to help us. And the same goes for our teachers as well. We have a good community that supports each other, revises with each other, verbally meets with each other, and talks with each other at the same time. Sorry, I phrased that wrong. We also have an amazing team who is here to help us and support us in case we get tech issues, which it does happen because we are an online school. If our connections drop, we message our teachers, and if we can't join the lesson, we have the recordings. In my lesson timetable, my days usually look like they're full for 2 to 3 hours and sometimes 4 hours. I do get a good period to rest and get ready back for my work, but that online element also helps me keep my independence during the day, whether I want to study, book an appointment, or just travel. I get to enjoy both of best worlds. That's what I believe the AS and A-level experience looks like here. Since I've been here for a long time, I can guarantee you I have definitely seen every aspect of it, and I have enjoyed it thoroughly. It is quite sad for me to be leaving next year, but I can assure you that you will be left in the best of hands with the best of teachers and a community that supports each other, hears each other out, and tries to understand, even though circumstances are different. The best way this is seen is our own multinationality. We have some people from South Africa, some people from America, and even though time zones do clash, we make a way to make it work. That's what I really love about this school. It's about making ways for each independent student to find their way, to study well, and to really unite with different cultures and communities. Sometimes our students even meet up when they're traveling and share about how they've seen each other and met each other. Just because we're online does not mean we're isolated. If anything, our community is bustling and bursting with ideas, with up and runners, with loads of people who are just ready to get on the job and do what it needs to be done for a good future. That's what I believe our AS and A-level experience looks like here at CHS. So
Hopefully, you find that really helpful. We're very, very proud of our students. If you look at Kyra and say, wow, that is basically what your child can be in the future. It's about giving them the confidence. You know, Kyra's our head girl, has actually been for the last 2 years. She was joint head girl last year, and this year she is outright head girl. And she, you know, she's been with us a long time. Her background is she was at school in London. Her family moved to Turkey, and she just stayed and was really, really successful with Cambridge Homeschool. And she's off to university back in London this summer. So it gives you a little sense of who she is as well, which she didn't get to talk to herself about it. I will now pass to Mrs. Trafford, who is our assistant head. Miss Trafford, are you there?
I'm here, yes, thank you. Sorry I was late to the party. We are carrying out currently assessments in all year groups. So yes, Kyra should be going to Durham if she gets her results. She's got an offer to Durham, so fingers crossed for her. Apologies if I repeat anything that might have been said already. So I'm assistant head teacher at Cambridge Homeschool Online, and I look after everything in a sense that's academic, to do with the curriculum, to do with subjects that are taught, homework, all that sort of thing, and also academic enrichment. The purpose of our curriculum is to give you a British education wherever you are in the world. Our curriculum is very broad. You'll see that in a moment when I look at lower school, upper school, and sixth form subjects. It's a flexible curriculum, which is something that I'm asked very often. So I met with parents only last week who said, look, our son is ready to do GCSEs in computing science and maths, but he's only in year 8. Is that possible? Yes, it is. Everything's possible in this school. there is a real focus on making sure that what we teach in lessons and what your children are doing for their assignments is all geared towards success in their public exams, in their GCSEs and A-levels. And that counts right from our level 1 classes, which is roughly a year 7 class. We also prepare our sixth formers for post-18. We'll talk about that later. So level 1 and 2 is roughly equivalent to years 7 to 9 in UK secondary schools. If you can see, we've conflated 3 years into 2 there. The pupils are taught in very small classes, no more than 10, and we follow the UK Key Stage 3 curriculum. We've got a broad range of subjects, however, that you probably wouldn't find in your everyday secondary school. I haven't even found them in many independent schools at year 7 level, so our level 1. So your child will be able to do things like business. We do Latin, and these are not often found in a year 7 timetable. The classes will do a success coach session once a week, which is a bit like a regular tutor time with a tutor. We do a bit of PSCHE, we talk about study skills, we talk about their week. It's a nice time to socialise as a year group. There are lots and lots of extracurricular activities we run alongside our timetable. That's an example of the timetable there, which I'm not sure Sir might be able to sort of use his magic fingers to make a little bit bigger. But you'll see our students are kept very, very busy. But at the end of the day, there's a slot for optional extracurricular activities. The only one I ask everyone to come along to is our lecture series, and I'll explain to you what that is later on. So along with the extracurricular activities, there are enrichment opportunities where your child can enter national, international competitions. There's a library, there's chances to perhaps be part of bigger debates and talks, etc., that go on in the school as part of our academic society. Level 3 and 4 have the same deal. They have a standard timetable. It equates to years 10 to 11 in your regular UK school, and we teach the Key Stage 4 curriculum. I recommend that students don't do any more than 10 GCSEs, so most students do around 9, and we have a very broad range of subjects. Again, not often that your child would be offered the possibility of psychology, sociology, economics, Latin, GCSEs. It does mean that there's flexibility in options, so we don't limit to the English baccalaureate. Children can choose, you know, an extra humanities subject. They're not bound to do 3 sciences if they really don't want to, but obviously we give individual advice on that. And we do that in our success coach sessions. We do lots of coaching about what GCSEs you choose in level 2 into level 3, but also for what A levels you might choose going up into 6th form. There's a sample of a level 4 timetable. You can see it can go on a little bit later in the day, very busy, but there's plenty of time to do extracurricular there as well. In fact, our level 3s and 4s have been amazing this year. They have run the new academic society Think Big brilliantly, and they have also run our Cambridge Collective, which is our school magazine. So if you want to know a little bit more about those things, exciting things, have a look at the website. Finally, we have a wonderful 6th form. We had about 20 in our 6th form this year. It equates obviously to years 12 and 13 in a UK school. Class sizes again are kept small at 10, but more often you will be in a class size of 5 or less. Students have 3 A-level subjects, possibly taking further maths as a 4th if that's advantageous to them. We teach our A-level subjects 4 times a week, so 12 taught lessons, plus success coach time, plus lots of time for enrichment, Olympiads. Our success coach time is very much focused on some PSHE, yes, and study skills, but lots of focus on UCAS prep. We run an Oxbridge club as well, and there's plenty for the sixth form to get involved in. In fact, one of the things we need them to do is leadership. It's so important because they're going out with not just their A-levels, but they have to go out showing that they've taken on some responsibility in their school experience, and they can put this on their applications for apprenticeship schemes, etc., UCAS applications. So we have lots of opportunities for leading clubs, sorry, I've just got phased by the change in the slide, for leading clubs, also for being part of our academic society, and head girl, head boy teams, etc. So here we go. So what will a lesson look like? Well, everything that we do in our lessons is about pupil engagement, and teaching and learning is relational. That's really important. So we have interactive lessons. Your child will not be sitting there looking at a PowerPoint and doing task after task after task. We have cameras on. That's really important because we want to engage as a class. We want to relate to one another as a class, and we can't do that if the camera is off. The class might consist of individual tasks. We might use a chat bar. We might use the breakout rooms where your child can do sort of work in small groups. We give constructive feedback using Microsoft Teams. So you won't just get a tick and a complete feedback. You will get a comment in Teams. You will get a grade in Teams. There is a class notebook in Teams where you can see what your child has actually written in that session. Everything is recorded, so you can see your child's participation. You can, not that you want to be stalking them, but it's there for you. It's also there for them, because if they miss a lesson, if they're traveling, if they're competing in a tournament, if they're not well, they can easily catch up. Our partnership with you is crucial to the success of your child at the school. So the Teams login we give to your child is also a family login. It's a login for you. Please do look at some lessons, check the grades, have a look at the assignments that they're doing. There are revision checklists there, and keep up a dialogue with your child's teacher. So if you think something's gone awry or they need a little bit more explanation, you can drop a line to their teacher on Teams and say, so-and-so doesn't understand this or whatever. Our teachers are great at getting back to you. We will keep you informed. We need to do our part. We will be using iSAMS next year, which is a school platform, and you will get immediate feedback on where your child is doing well, or if we have any concerns. So what I mean by concerns are, if a child has their camera off and you haven't emailed me to say there's a problem, then we would let you know. We'd let you know if they were coming late, if there's an unauthorized attendance problem, if there's poor effort, so if they're just sitting there quietly and there's no participation, or the homework's half done. That's an old trick, isn't it? To click done and just do a little bit of a rubbish bit of work. Well, if it's not done very well, we'll let you know. If the assignment is missing, we will let you know. And also, if we think the work is too hard or too easy, we'll think about what we can do to address that with you. We do homework like any school would. So in levels 1 to 3, we do fortnightly assessments. Levels 4 to 6 will have a piece of homework from us every week. And internal assessments take place for level 1, 2, 3, and 5 at the end of the year in summer term. So they're happening this week. The internal mock assessments for our L4 and L6 classes, who are GCSE and A-level students, take place again, like you would expect in any good independent school, in November, one set of exams and another diet of exams in March. Reports are issued every term. We use grades for attainment and effort. We will give you their assessment mark if they've just sat an assessment. And we also give full comments from Success Coach and head teachers. External exams are really over to you, but I give you lots and lots of support. So we're not an exam centre. All of our students sit their exams in centres local to them all over the world. And there is a full list of schools that can do that for you on the Cambridge International website. So that might be something you want to check out even now. You can do that now. But I will give you lots of support in how to do that, deadlines, etc. And finally, here's a little list of our academic enrichment activities, some of which I've mentioned. Think Big is a great sort of new initiative this year. It's really pushing everyone in the school, not just those who are gifted and talented, but getting everyone involved in perhaps giving a little mini TED talk, being part of a book club, going along to PPE Society, debating society, talking about big issues. And hopefully what we're doing is creating a culture of being excited and passionate about learning. And we really want your child to find out what they're good at and what they think they might want to go on to do when they leave school. And that's just a little summary of grades highlighted from last year's results. We're hoping for a really good set of grades this year and a good set of university destinations. Thank you very much for listening. Sir, I'm not sure if, oh no, we've not played this. Here's a little snippet of what goes on in the school. We have an extract from one of our Cambridge Lecture Series speakers, Harry Baker, who's a very well-known poet. He's a world champion poet, actually. We have an extract from the PPE Society, and finally, a little clip of Miss Dove's Spanish lesson.
The right side. So you can't really say that something physical or tangible is something that purely exists, because some people obviously can see things and then they think they are touching something, but it's not actually visibly there. So it's again relating to concept. How do we conceptualize something?
Wouldn't it be more the observer, like, if your brain is giving you the signals that there's something there, then for you that is reality, where for others it may not be. So it goes back to what is real. It depends on who you are and how you observe the world. And God damn, it's all relative. Stupid word. It's the stupidest word. It's like, you can't have a real answer if everything is all relative and it's like based on who has who. Like, give me a real answer. But there isn't one if everybody has different perspectives and experiences.
Yeah, and to go on. Yeah, sorry.
No, go on, Kyra. Go on, Kyra.
Thank you. To go on what Hera said, I would say that people with phobias and people who are in escape rooms, that really popped up to me with.
So I am so grateful for these chances to connect and where I am to be able to be performing on stages again. And so I'd just love to share two more poems with you. And this next poem for me is just a celebration of being able to do what I do. It's one of my favorite poems that I've written. And it's also, it feels like a happy poem to go to, because whenever I'm performing or traveling, or if I don't know who I'm going to be in front of, I always go for this poem because I think it's a love poem. We can all get behind love, but also I wanted it to be cool, so I put dinosaurs in it. And I think that wherever you are, we can all agree that dinosaurs are really cool. So this poem is called Dinosaur Love, and it goes like this. I want to say I love you, but it seems it's not enough. Because when people say I love you, it can mean a lot of stuff, like I'll always have your back, or I'm glad I'm not alone, or to be honest, I'd say anything, so you'll hang up the phone because I'm kind of in the middle of something right now. And these Doctor Who box sets ain't gonna watch themselves. I want to say I love you, but it seems it's not enough, because when people say I love you, it can mean a lot of stuff. And what I'm really trying to say is, I want to love you like a T-Rex with a tiny brain but a massive heart. And if I was a T-Rex, I could hold you in those T-Rex arms in from my arm, because that's dinosaur love. It's the way that you send spines down my spine like a stegosaurus, or how just like dinosaurs, no one cares what came before us, because they got that love so big it cannot be ignored. Like, if you're with a dinosaur, everything else seems secondary. Dinosaurs are not mythical creatures, they are legendary, plus they're just really cool. I mean, the thing with dinosaurs are kind of awesome. One of they actually existed, just my love is real. I ain't talking blindly walking, strings attached like Theseus, that's Minotaur love. When this is dinosaur love, this ain't no damsel in distress, trap princess, dragon slaying quest, because one, dragons never happens. Two, most women don't need rescuing. Sort of feminist dinosaurs. This is less prancing unicorns, more two-ton triceratops or terrifying pterodactyls tearing terror from above. It's dinosaur love, molten rockin' meteoric. Trust me, got love so old school, it's prehistoric. So if you're into Spielberg or hip hop with a classic vibe, then we could watch.
What do you think then if we go up our scale? We've got me encanta, which you could also use a heart to describe. Adeline.
I love.
I love, yes, perfect. So we're going up with our numbers of happy faces. The more happy faces, the more we like this thing. So me gusta, I like. Me gusta mucho, I like it a lot. And me encanta, I love. Okay, let's put that in there for you.
So you've got a little theme for our senior school, and some lovely words from our teachers, our students, our pupils. Now I'm going to pass you on to one of the jewels in our crown. I can't say the jewel because I think we've got multiple jewels, but I'll pass you to Mrs. Roberts, our head of prep school, who will tell you a little bit about our prep school. Mrs. Roberts, over to you.
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm Claire Roberts. I have the pleasure of leading the prep school. I think it's important to say that everything that you've heard that goes on in the senior school is replicated in the prep school, but with an age-appropriate, in an age-appropriate way, and with smaller people. So we teach the Key Stage 2 British curriculum in the prep schools. So we have children who are ready for that. They range from 5 to about 12 years old currently. And like you've heard before, also in the prep school, we organise children by ability rather than age. So, and similarly, that can move across subjects as well. So, for example, if we have some very gifted mathematicians in one class, they can move up to a different class just to do their maths lesson and then return to the rest of their class for the rest of their lessons. So that also happens in the prep school. We definitely have a very international feel, just like they do in the senior school, with pupils all over the world who are connecting and learning with us and learning the ways of online schooling. It's a great delight to see them progress over the year and get used to that. The prep school lessons actually only happen in the morning, so from 9 a.m. to time 12:30. And this is UK time, obviously. They are then free in the afternoon to either take part in the numerous clubs that are available to them that we offer, or any other clubs that they may do outside of our school as well, which we do encourage. Each lesson is an hour long, and we cover maths, English every day, Monday to Thursday. We cover 2 hours of science and 2 hours of humanities. On a Friday, we have a slightly more relaxed feel. We have our spelling and mental maths tests. We have our PSHE lesson. We have our art and design lesson. And we also have our prep assembly on a Friday. So they've been working hard all week. We have a more relaxed Friday. I think I've said everything. Yeah, we use class notebook, just like they do in the senior school. So they'll be ready once they've spent 4 years with us in the prep school. They are so ready to engage with the learning in the senior school, and they're experts in it. As I've said, the afternoons are free if you're a prep school pupil to take part in after school clubs. We offer a big range that the prep school students can take part in. Some of them are only prep school, only for the prep school. Some are mixed with senior school pupils, so they get to make friendships across with the older pupils also and get to learn from them. Things like debating and drama and chess, I believe, are whole school clubs. And this is the place where the friendships start. They make really great friendships in the prep school. They meet up online after school. They meet up in real life during the holidays. It's lovely to see those friendships develop. The prep school pupils attend the whole school assembly, which takes place on a Monday morning at 8:45, but they also have their own dedicated prep assembly on a Friday afternoon. During those assembly times, we celebrate successes, we reward achievements, we talk about current affairs, classes take assemblies occasionally, and pupils are always messaging me to say, hey, can I take the next assembly, please? And they devise their own presentations and talk to us about something interesting. So already leadership is taking place in the prep school. And just like in a normal primary school, we reward good achievements, good effort. We have merits. We want children who are resilient and can persevere through adversity. And we have prizes at the end of term to reward those pupils who have put in a great deal of effort. So an ideal prep school pupil will be ready to learn at the Key Stage 2 level. We want pupils who are curious to learn, who love learning, who have questions that they want answered, who have a thirst for knowledge, who want to take part, who want to participate. We don't want them sitting just behind their cameras and never saying anything. So we just want enthusiastic, hardworking pupils. We also need parents who will be supportive and certainly to start with, who will be physically present with the pupils, possibly even sitting alongside them, just to make sure that any technical issues can be addressed or just to help them engage with their learning. By the end of sort of prep 3, prep 4 time, pupils are ready to learn independently, but certainly at a younger age, they need a parent with them or nearby at least. And here we have a short video about the prep school. We have some prep school pupils telling you about what they enjoy. We have some clips of lessons taking place. So you don't have to take my word for it. Over to them.
What I love about prep school is that everybody has faith in you and respects you equally.
Hi everybody, my name is Sophia Momberg and I am 9 years old. I'm going to prep 5, though I'm going to prep 6 for maths. And I wanted to tell you what I really love about my prep school. So basically, there are many things I really like about the prep school, though probably one of the main things would be the teachers. So the teachers in prep school, they're all very kind and knowledgeable. They're also very caring and understanding. So
I enjoy my school because I get to participate a lot.
Hey everybody. Okay, how are we feeling about simplifying fractions? Thumbs up? Wobbly?
Hi, my name is Vir and I'm in prep 4. Today I'm going to be talking about
forest habitat. What is a habitat? A habitat is a home to living things, that is, animals and plants. All around the world is a home to different animals and different plants. As you can see, I made a model of the forest habitat. I painted it green to represent grass. I placed animals and plant toys to represent living things. The animals that live in forest habitat are elephant, tiger, lions, antelopes, birds, and giraffe.
So, to Henry's time, what do we know about Henry VIII? What did we find out about him? Let's think back to before Christmas holidays. What did we find out about him, Yara?
He's wealthy.
Yeah, if you're the king, you're automatically wealthy. You're right. Because you have like big chests with gold and jewels and things inside, and they all become yours when you become king. You are right. He was wealthy. I think he was pretty wealthy before he became king as well. He was already wealthy. Yeah, you're right, Yara. What else do we know about Henry VIII? Is he a good guy? Would we like to meet him? Yes, Robert.
Don't make him angry. Just don't make him angry. If you don't make him angry, and if he's in the generous mood, he'll accept anything. But I don't think it would be good if Henry ever came to us. He might do something and not follow his rules.
He might not follow the rules. He might make his own rules. What big thing did he do to follow his own rules to get his own way? What big thing did he do? Do you remember that? How did he get his own way? Sharon?
He broke away from the Pope, the Church of Catholic.
Yeah, the Catholic Church or the Church in Rome. Yeah, good. Why? Why did he do that?
Because he wanted to give a divorce to Catherine. So when he asked the Pope, the Pope said, "No, I can't let you divorce." But Henry really wanted to divorce because he needed a son. But Catherine couldn't get any babies. So what he did, he broke away from the Church of Rome, made his own church so that he could do whatever he wanted and nobody could rule him. So he had his own rules.
Exactly right, Sharon. Well remembered. And
Shloka from Prep 5. I love my school because it helps me balance my academic and extracurricular activities perfectly.
So hopefully you had a lovely sense to get a little feeling for our prep school as well. Just a reminder, if you have any questions, please write them into the chat and we will get to our Q&A session in a few minutes. Now, I'm sure many of you want to know a little bit about our admissions process. So I'll just quickly talk you through what happens with our admissions process. So of course, we're a selective school, as you will have seen, but we try to keep our admissions process as simple as possible. In order to make an application, we will ask to see copies of recent school reports, and we're looking for effort, behaviour, grades, attainment, attitude to learning. So all of this should be included in them reports. We will also ask the students to produce a personal statement. When you go to university in the UK, when you apply to UCAS, you have to write a personal statement. So why should it not be the same when you want to go to your dream school? So essentially, the students have to write a 1 to 2 page letter which outlines their strengths, who they are, their achievements, things that they're proud of, things that they think we should know, that they really think would make us say yes, and also more importantly, why they want to come to the school, why they think this is the best school for us, and essentially why we can't say no to them. Okay, it has to be written by the child, not the parent, please. Of course, you can help them and support them and nudge them in the right direction and say, don't forget you've done this and you were brilliant at this. Don't forget to tell them about this award you won, or etc. But it must be written by the child. Like all schools, it's no secret, we're all looking for hardworking, motivated, goal-oriented students. But we're also looking for potential and teachability. We are aware that the children all develop at slightly different ages, so potential and teachability are really key, because if a student has got the right potential, if they have got the right teachability, and they have the right attitude, well, then they will certainly reach their full potential, and that's what we're all about. We want students to reach their full potential, because if we have them in our care for a number of years, we're very, very confident we can get them to reach their full potential in their GCSE and A-level exams. So, very simple, you submit the school reports, the personal statement, and you pay the registration fee of £299. At this stage, depending on what we see, it could either be a yes, it could either be a no, or it could be we would like to follow up with an individual interview. Maybe we've got some questions, maybe we'd like to know a little bit more. But if you're asked to come in for a follow-up interview, don't panic. It's not a good sign, or it's not a bad sign. It's essentially just a sign that we need more information. So if you get that email from me saying, I'd love to have a follow-up chat with your child, don't go into mass panic. It's not it doesn't indicate anything, except we have a couple of questions and we want to meet the child and ask, find out more. We could interview every single one of you that apply, or you might write an amazing personal statement. You might have an amazing set of school reports, which means we're very, very confident to say yes. Again, you will see at the bottom, all of you will have my email address already, because you will have received this meeting link from me. If you have any questions specifically about your child, which you feel when you walk away today you haven't had answered, please reach out to me tonight or tomorrow or over the weekend, and I'm very happy to get back to you. I also just want to say a little word from our parents. Of course, our parents are a very, very important part of the school, as you've heard Dr. Page and Miss Trafford and Miss Roberts talking about. And our parents speak very, very glowingly about the school. The greatest compliment I can give the school is the fact that parents send their other siblings to the school. You know, I met a mother this morning of one of our children whose daughter joined the school in September. She's at the start of her GCSE course. She's what some of you might call level 10. We call it, or sorry, year 10. We call it level 3. And she's looking to send her 2 sons here in September. That's the greatest compliment I can sort of take, that we're doing a very, very good job. But here's a little clip from some of the reviews our parents have left for us. I just noted the very last reviews from one of our parents who is sending her other child to the school this September as well. So that's also really, really pleasing. We will take questions in a little second. The last thing I just really want to say is, I know Dr. Page spoke earlier about the small class sizes. I think another thing which really makes us stand out from every other school, either online or offline, is our community. We have a very, very strong sense of community. The children have a sense of belonging. They feel part of something very, very unique and very special. They have friends from the same country and other countries, and they work together a lot. I see a question about socialization just popped up in the side of my eye there. We encourage our parents to ensure their children are busy outside of school. So Dr. Page talks about an online and an offline life, but we also cater as best as possible to their needs. So as Dr. Page said, we have loads of clubs and activities on offer. just a small taste for what you would be able to experience in September if you were to join. There is beginners French classes, beginners Spanish classes. There is baking. These are just clubs. There's also in the curriculum as well. There is biology Olympiads, science Olympiads, politics, philosophy club, PPE club, English language Olympiad. We have got essay competitions from Oxford and Cambridge. We have maths club. We have science club. We have got a range of social clubs, both prep school and senior school. We have book and film clubs. We have chess. We have drama. We have debating. We have writing for the school magazine. I could keep talking and talking, but I'll stop. I also would say that we have clubs run by students, and I'm very, very proud to say that we have two clubs which are for the whole school, which are run by prep school students. So we have two prep school students running activities and clubs that are attended by the whole school, and I think that's something I'm probably as proud of as anything, to be honest. And Miss Roberts should take huge credit for that and her team. Yes, so the school success, I will pass that on in a second, but the socialization, it shouldn't be a problem as long as the children engage. And that's why we have a selection process, and we make it very, very clear that cameras must be on. We expect participation. We expect people to attend, because, you know, we can put everything on offer, but it's up to the child and the parent to ensure they attend. But please don't only socialize online in school. If you join us, book into clubs, sports clubs, drama, music, local clubs, community clubs, scouts, whatever is on offer in your local area, please make sure they sign up to these things as well. In terms of our Oxbridge and Cambridge applications, just for context, our head boy is actually being accepted this year. We have a number of students applying. Our deputy head girl, no, she's not doing medicine at Cambridge, sorry, she's got into medicine somewhere else. We always have students applying to Oxford and Cambridge, but to be honest, we are branching out, because this year we had our very first application to university in South Korea. We have 3 students considering Germany because the fees are significantly cheaper. We have a few students currently looking at scholarships for American universities, because now it's costing over 100,000 a year for American unis. So essentially, we have students, as I said, our head boy for one this year will be going off to Oxford, but it's all about what the student wants. We help support them in their journey. I never in my wildest dreams thought 3, 4, 5 years ago I would be helping a student apply for university in South Korea, or that we would be looking at things like German universities, because of it can save the students and the families up to maybe 50, 60,000 pounds because of fees and costs. So essentially we work with the families, we work with the child, and we look at what's right for each individual. There isn't really a one size fits all approach. We would like some to go to Cambridge, we would like some to go to Oxford, but that's what happens. Some will go this year, some will not, because they want to go to other places. A bit like everything, we don't really try and force them. I've worked in schools that force kids to apply to certain universities for statistics, but it's about the child going where they're going to excel, and that's what we really do, and that's the priority, the student going where they're going to do really well. But yes, we have more than the ability to get students into Oxford or Cambridge or anywhere else, but it's all to do with where the student wants to go. The question about students enrolling at any time during the year, that is very, very unlikely, unless in exceptional circumstances. We are not the school which you turn up to for a month or a term. I know there's other online schools you'll see you can sign up for 6 weeks and a term at a time. You have to join this. This has to be a priority. You have to commit to studying here in the medium to long term, an absolute minimum of a 1-year commitment. But as I said, we've got students here that will spend their whole academic journey with us. So you can't really join during a school year unless there's a very good reason why you would be joining. So almost all our students will join us, either they've already been here and they continue into September, or the new students will start on the 1st of September as well. But if that's for a very specific reason, and you maybe needed to start a week or something later because of some sort of personal reason, we could discuss that, but it would be, it wouldn't be normal. Any other questions, folks? I see some there. I've talked a lot. I answered some even before reading that those questions about that. The schools, yeah. Anybody got any other questions? Feel free to write them, put your hand up, or maybe we've done a really good job telling you all the answers. I'm also aware that some of you don't like talking in large groups, and you know, you don't like talking in front of 20 other people. So if you do have specific questions, please always feel free to email me, and if I can't answer you, I'll make sure someone else does. In terms of our winter or summer programs, that's quite minor in terms of what we do. But if you would like to know about that, just please reach out to me by email, and I'm happy to discuss that with you. Sports commitments, I can pick that one up as well. As long as the child has the right attitude, because you know, sport's a very difficult word. It's not a word where you're guaranteed success no matter how good the child is. So our priorities, their education, we want to support them. We want to help them with their support. We will be flexible. We will help them adapt, but they're expected to attend live lessons as much as possible. But this week, actually, I have 2 children off at a golf tournament. Even though it's our assessment week, we have put a provision in place for them to do them at a later date. So the beauty of this is that we record all the lessons so that if they do have to miss school for a sporting fixture, they don't miss anything. They can catch up that evening or that weekend, whether it's sport or dance or music, whatever it may be. As long as you have good communication with us and tell us what's happening, we will support and facilitate that with you, within reason, of course. We have some brilliant athletes. We have a young girl in level 5, which is the first year of GCSE, who has got all 8s and 9s, so all A stars in her GCSEs, who is currently doing really well in her A levels at the same time, training to be a professional basketball player in Valencia. So we facilitate and we have this, but it depends on the child has to be very, very committed. It's hard to balance sport and academics, so they need to be self-motivated. Any other questions? Dr. Page, I will pass to you for any final words before I let them hear. If any other questions comes up, I'll answer them at the end. I'll pass to you for final words before I pick up the last bits and show them our final video.
Yes, thank you so much. Well done to everybody who managed to stay to the end, because you know, it was a lot of information. I hope it was useful to you all, and it's our pleasure to have welcomed you here today. Obviously, there are more questions that you have, and obviously you're very welcome to message us privately. Let's make this the start of a conversation rather than the end. There's a lot to be discussed when you're really seriously considering a school, and just feel that we are open to conversation and very happy to have meetings with you and really get to understand your child and your family and how we might be able to help. Now, that said, one of the problems that we have in this school is that we have a reputation for all the things that we've been talking about today, and that means that we're very rarely less than oversubscribed. So lots and lots of parents going for very few places. The problem we've got in terms of supply, in terms of places, is because we need to get the very best teachers. So we say a lot of no's to people. I mean, every single week, and I'm not exaggerating, we are bombarded by teachers all over the world who want to come and teach at our school, which is a lovely problem to have. But choosing the right ones and making sure that they're a good fit for your children, that's a real challenge. So we are limited in the number of places that we can offer. And it's quite often the case that that places are all full. We are fortunate this year in being able to offer additional places compared to last year, so that there is a bit more scope for a place than there was last year. But even at this stage, we're almost full at this point. So if you are interested in joining the school, then sooner rather than later is the way forwards. In terms of questions and answers, you might find a lot of work. We put a lot of work in, or Mrs. Trafford, I should say, I must congratulate her. She's put an awful lot of work into the school website and making sure that the information on there is up to date. So if you've got any questions and you're the sort of person that likes to do your research using the internet, then do have a look on the school website. Right. Okay. Well, it's been really great. I think are we going to do the playing
Yes,
out now?
we'll say
Mr.
goodbye with the
Worthing?
students, yes. What
Yeah,
I would
sounds-
also say is that I will hang back at the end in case anyone has a question which they want answered today. So I won't at the end. I wish you all the best of luck now. Our students will say goodbye at the next 5 minutes in a little video. I will not disappear. I will stay back, and please don't leave if you feel you have a question you would like answered today. I will stay with you. But for those of you that I won't speak to again, have a lovely day, and I hope to hear from you again very soon.
Yeah, speak soon.
Music is a world within itself, with a language we all understand, with an equal opportunity for all to sing and dance and clap their hands. But just because the record has a groove, it don't make it in the groove. But you can tell right away from the letter A when the people start to move.
Hello everybody, my name is Sophia Momberg and I am 8 years old. I am from Prep 5 Group 1 and today I will be playing a song for you that's called Hallelujah. I played this song 3 years ago, though I couldn't play it completely by myself because my fingers were too short, so I needed my dad's help. But now, since I'm older and my fingers are longer, I can play it myself. I hope that you enjoy.
Excellent. I hope you enjoyed it. I will stop recording now. As I said, I will share the recording with you.